Good morning, children. It has been a rough morning. Sorry that I'm even later than usual. I was set up to be on time, but I'll tell you about it when Artemis gets here. Let's see if we can do a little more of this puzzle. I see that Ronald has already gotten a good start. Hello, Ronald. Hello, Ari on vacay, even though he left the country without my permission. How dare.
Left the country without your permission. He called me yesterday while I was getting ready to drive to work and was like, I just wanted to show you how nice the beach was.
Oh, disrespectful.
Fucking punk. He's like, say hi to my mom and sister. We're like, trash. Trash is what you are.
Disrespectful is the word of the day. You'll understand by the time we get to the end of this.
Also, Ronald is saying your name is missing again.
My name is never missing.
It is.
Yeah. You guys need to fix your glasses, is the problem. As soon as you clean your lenses, take your glasses off, clean your lenses, and
Everyone do it with me together. We're
you'll
taking
see
their glasses off.
that my name is there.
Mine are exceptionally dirty. I am working on ordering some new ones because they're very scratched up, and these are the ones that broke when my manager accidentally dropped a Santa suit on my face. Yes, it is there.
See, told you. All you need to do is clean your glasses.
All right. Goodbye, crossword. We are doing
Goodbye,
this.
crossword. I didn't even get to do a single word on the crossword.
So sorry.
Not a single word.
So sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm a little sorry.
You're not sorry at all. Disrespectful.
We got to get started. We're so late. We're like an hour late.
We are 20 minutes late because we normally come in here and start at 10:30. Let's be real.
That's true.
I put the thing up at 10 and the crossword puzzle goes for about 30 minutes and then at 10:30 we start talking.
So we're 20 minutes late.
20 minutes late, yes. So let's get
Throw
this
up the proper title.
on the road. Come on.
Find my Google Keep, even though I fully didn't put anything into Google Keep because I have not done anything with my life in the last like week or so.
Oh.
2 weeks at this point. I did decide what I'm going to do for my crochet along though, so everybody be prepared to talk about that.
Did you really?
I did.
Be right back.
Be right back. Be right back. What? No warning whatsoever? What do you mean, be right back? No, Ronald, you should never weave in ends. Take the ends and snip them. No, I'm kidding. Yes, weave in your ends. I just hate weaving in ends. It's trash. Oh, my nose ring is crooked. Figure it out. I need to find another one of my other like little nose clickers. Because this one, for some reason, in the last few weeks, probably like a week, has been getting just super twisted out of nowhere, and it looks like I'm like messing with my nose. Very frustrating. Where's my mother gone? We just got here. I put on the real stream music. Is she there? I hear her.
No, you don't.
I do. I do, in fact.
Okay. All right. Let's count this down. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday morning edition of the Conversation Chair. We are a show that you can play in the background to keep you company. We talk about everything and nothing but our yarn and crafts first because that's what you subscribe to us for.
Old school intro.
Yes, I am your presenter, Dani, the lethargic glass, and there is my co-presenter, partner in crime, and wee bairn,
Artemis, the fatigued. For real. I need to change my name. For real. I'm real tired.
and As I said, we are here to be your audio ambiance. We are your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you are washing dishes, doing laundry, running after those lovely children of yours, or we can even keep you company while you're weaving in ends like Ronald.
Leave him, Ronald.
Weave them in. Or if you need us to help you stay calm because, like Maya, you wanted to improve your business. So you went to the castle to help with the royal wedding, only to end up with a knife in your back and being forced to marry a troll so the princess doesn't have to.
Wild
And that last bit,
is
as you
from your real life.
from my real life, because as you can see, Maya's right there.
But I went to no castle. I had no knife in back.
Are you sure?
No,
Are
I'm
you
good.
sure? Okay, then it must have been another Maya. It was spelled just like you, though.
Was it really?
It was. It was spelled just like you, which we don't usually run into. But no, that was not from my real life, alas. That was from a book that I read that was pretty good called A Darkness So Sweet by
Ooh, I like that cover art.
I wished I could get it bigger, but I couldn't. A Darkness Is So Sweet by Emma Ham. It is on Kindle Unlimited. It is the first book in her Kingdom Below series.
Nice.
And it is pretty good. Even though I only gave it a 3 stars, don't
She
because
gives 3 stars to
I
everything.
give 3 stars to everything. You
Except some of my outfits in our most recent video. Go watch our throw pillow video. It's up, edited by Chloe. Thank you.
Yes, we've joked about Chloe doing editing for ages. Chloe is really doing editing now.
She's doing a good job.
I don't know, I haven't watched them. You
I
didn't
am the most funniest. I'm the funniest person that I know. So I have watched both of them, and I was laughing even though I was there.
see, that's why I don't watch them because I know I like seeing myself on camera, so I would get the big head, and I just don't. I
I'm
just don't.
hilarious.
As we talk about it, as we've talked about before, most actors and actresses and whatever are like, "Oh, I can't watch back my films. It's just so embarrassing and cringe to see myself on screen."
Nah, dog.
I look at myself on screen and go, I mean, there are times where I like everybody. I take a bad picture and I'm like, oh, I don't like that picture. I don't like this. I don't like that. But a lot of times I look at myself on the screen and I'm like, oh, who is this? I look good. And see, I don't need to inflate my ego like that. So I just don't watch it. It's dangerous.
Go watch it.
It's a slippery slope. It's like, it's like being an alcoholic. I get a taste of it more. I can't. I can't. Okay, life update. To start with, the weather is disrespectful.
It's hot.
It is 10 o'clock in the morning and 80 degrees already.
What is it here? Oh,
As
we got 69.
I hate you.
Oh no, it just updated to 77. It just updated. It's 77.
As 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 you can see, I have my headphones on, which I hardly ever do for the show, for the stream. I hesitate to know what to call this thing. For the stream, I hardly ever wear my headphones, but I had to today so that I could hear you guys over all the fans I've got going.
We pan the camera over. It's a army of fans. There's Isaac with one of the big like banana leaves.
I mean, I have a jet engine going in the hallway just to try to suck the air into this room.
Mm,
I am so hot. I am wearing my tank dress. I love this dress. Your father bought it for me. I don't know
mm.
where he bought it from because I would buy one in every color because this is all I need to wear during the summer.
Well, it's a good thing you are wearing that today because, according to my market manager, which is why I'm wearing my collared shirt, today is Wear Blue Day.
Is it?
Yes.
Interesting. Didn't know.
Yes.
But yes, the part of the reason we were 20 minutes late today, and I almost used it in the opening, but I had already had that book teed up. I was making my protein coffee.
Mm-hmm.
This is stoked, not so sweet, a caramel premier protein shake, and some caramel, just a dash of caramel macchiato creamer. Okay,
Okay.
yummy,
Sounds
perfect.
very yummy.
Yes, I save these only for the days that we do the videos because it makes it quicker for me to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and have actually something on my stomach. I go to get the creamer out of the refrigerator. Okay, except I say this is the creamer bottle because it was wedged in amongst some stuff. Instead of grabbing it like this, I went to grab it like this. And the lid was not on slash broken because when I looked inside the lid, the part that you wind
Yeah.
it back
The
on
yeah.
was broken. The threads were broken off of it, so it
Ooh.
was never going to tighten. So
Oh
I
no.
went, because your father had already used the creamer, so I went to get some, and it started to slip, and I'm trying to grab it, and it's slipping and slipping and slipping. It went from the refrigerator. I can't even in this narrow window. I can't show you, but the refrigerator's here. It spilled all the way across the kitchen to the stove.
No.
I had to hurry up to try to. I don't even know if I got all of it out from under the stove. So we're probably going to end up with ants during the summer.
Oh
And that
no.
sweetened creamer. But so I spent all this time, and I am not fit. And so I spent all this time
Now you're scrubbing.
trying to get it all up off the floor because I mean, it was a puddle. I'm telling you, this was a 32-ounce bottle of creamer.
And the
And
ooh.
and I all that was left was about 16 ounces of it. So
Oh
I
no.
spilled a good bit of it. It was a lake across the floor,
Oh no.
not just a little dribble, because it fell. It hit the floor and it bounced over to the
Mm-hmm.
refrigerator, spilling as it went.
Mm. Disaster. Take some because I think ants don't like boric acid, I think is the one. If you take some, because you are probably going to want to take some water and like swish
Mhm.
some water under the stove anyway, just so it's not like moldy and gross. But take some water and swish it under there. Maybe mix some boric acid in with the water and swish it under there, and hopefully it'll prevent.
Well, I stuck the paper towels under there as best as I could,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got the mop and I sprayed, all-purpose cleaner on the floor, mopped up so it would try not to be sticky. And then I had to inch my way across the floor so I did not slip because I already slipped once. So I'd inch myself across the floor with this glass jar in my hand to make sure I didn't slip. Because we both know if I hit the floor, there's no
We are
getting
not having a stream.
there's no getting me back up.
Maybe it's not boric acid. Borax? Is that what I'm thinking
It
of? What
might be
is it?
might be borax.
Yeah, I think it's borax. I think I confused them.
And borax is just, you use it for, they used to use it in the
For like
old
cleaning,
days.
right?
Well, in the old days, like the 20s and 30s, to make your clothes white before you could
Yeah.
buy like bleach by the gallon. You would put borax in your laundry.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of borax. It's one of those things. Because we had ants in our last apartment and it was a hassle.
So that is what I was doing that got me off to this sour start this morning.
Oof.
And
I,
it's just hot. It's just hot.
I am so sorry I can't relate. Where did the hello? Sorry, I'm looking for the where did the Google Keep thing go?
I don't know because I've got it pulled up. I'm looking
Okay,
at it right
hang on.
now.
Maybe it's not my pinned anymore. It got unpinned at some point. Oh no. because I have a lot of Google Keep things, and
You have more of them than me because all of mine are just like right up top.
yeah, well, if I were to go through my Google Keep, this is
So that's just your life planner, basically.
it is just anytime I need to remember information, it goes into the Google Keep. But where is because I've got crochet patterns in there and stuff. Where the
So are we moving on to yarny crafty stuff? Is that what you're saying? Well, before we move into that, I just want to talk about while you're looking for what you're looking for.
found it?
Okay.
Continue.
I just want to say your brother went to the mall yesterday.
The mall. I was gonna go to the mall because I live almost right across the street from the mall.
And to other people that may not seem weird, but I had a little bit of a, I don't know, felt some kind of way, I guess, because as we've discussed before, I am of an age and we live here in the country. So when I was in junior high and senior high, going to the mall was the hangout thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing else to do. You either would drag Franklin. Do you know what I mean by when I say drag Franklin? You would either drag Franklin, which I didn't have those kind of friends, so I only did it like maybe once or twice. It's basically where Franklin Boulevard was the big street. It still is kind of the big
Mm-hmm.
street in the town near us.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it's like the big main street, and I'm sure this happens in a lot of other small towns. So you would go, people would just ride down to all the way down to the end of Franklin, turn around, ride all the way back. So it's like this is cars full of kids
Just riding back and forth.
just riding back and forth. And sometimes they would stop at a place like Tony's Ice Cream and sit in the parking lot. But a lot of times the places didn't want you sitting in the parking lot. It just
Nobody wants to be sitting in the
well,
parking
no,
lot.
it depends because if it's an older business like Tony's or RO's Barbecue, they are front. They're not a chain. They are people who were born and raised and went to school here. So they dragged Franklin when they were in high school. So they're
Mm.
like, yeah, we don't care if you sit in the parking lot, buy something. Um, but then the newer businesses that come in, it's like, get out of our parking lot, you crazy kids. Um, but anyway, you would either drag Franklin or you would go to what used to be called Eastridge Mall and you would
Mm-hmm.
hang out at the mall. And I've told you the story how I wanted to have a date night with your father. We went to Eastridge Mall, completely deserted, and it's not even called Eastridge.
Mm-hmm.
But the malls in like Concord and Charlotte are still booming.
Yeah.
So
Our mall is average. It's like it's slowly dying. It is very slowly dying. They don't even have a GameStop anymore. They shut down the GameStop. Very frustrating. But they still have the Hot Topic and the Spencers, the what I consider the
mhm.
cornerstones of any mall. Um and there's a new like witchy crystal shop that opened up, and they used to have, I don't know if it's still there, but they used to have a one of those places where you get the ice cream, but they put it on the cold plate and then they like roll it up into
On the
like a
Cold Stone Creamery.
yeah. Does Cold Stone do that where they roll it into the little cold
Yeah,
bowls?
I think they do.
Okay, I don't think it's Cold Stone. I think it's a different like company, but they do that kind of thing. They have a cool little place like that, and they just recently opened some. By recently, I mean within the last like couple years, opened escape rooms. So there's some escape rooms in our
Mhm.
mall, and I just saw because I follow the family friendly Asheville Instagram page, and they just posted Skate 828. It looks like they're opening a skating rink in the mall,
Oh, that sounds fun.
which I would be really excited about because I still have my roller skates just rotting away in one of our closets because I don't know where to skate over here.
But so I just when you guys were kids, it wasn't really a thing, I guess, to go and hang out at the mall, or maybe you didn't have friends who had cars or whatever, because around the time that you guys were in school, not so much you, but especially the twins and your brother, it seemed
Hmm.
like everybody was like delaying getting a driver's license.
Which I don't
And
understand.
Well, I think it was part because the law here had changed to where it was a little more difficult to get a license
Oh.
than it was when I was in school because you just had to be 16 and go up there with your birth certificate, take the test, woohoo, you got a license.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like you have to have proof that somebody in your house has car insurance and that
Mm-hmm.
you have to have that kind of certificate and stuff. And it's hard to get people to let you be on their insurance to go get your
Mm-hmm.
license and stuff. So it's harder for a 16-year-old to get a license than it was when I was in high school. So you guys, all that is to say, you guys did not really go to the mall that much when you were in school. So to have him go to the mall, to have him say, "Hey, I'm headed to North Lake Mall. My friends are coming to pick me up." I'm like, "Are you 16? This is something you should have done 10 years ago. What are you doing?"
But also, the mall does have
And then I said,
stores, and
and then I,
Isaac does have money.
and I said, "What are you gonna do?" And he said, "Oh, we're just gonna walk around." Are you 16?
I was trying to root for him. They're just walking around the mall. I do also
And
sometimes just go
then,
walk around the
and
mall.
but then he came home, and I'm like, he's showing Chloe some t-shirts. I look around there. He had a bag from Hot Topic.
The cornerstone.
I'm like, are you revisiting your teen years already?
The cornerstone of the mall. It's the best store.
I am.
Also, because Hot Topic also has gotten more like watered down, so it's not so much
Yeah, it's
like
gotten more
emo
mainstream.
scene. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like it's a bunch of like Disney stuff now. There's Hot Topic, and
yeah,
then there's Lunchbox, which is the like Hot Topic. I think still like to older people still has the like grungy like scene emo like aesthetic, like goth aesthetic to the older people, but it is just if you walk in there's just a bunch of
yeah.
Disney stuff. But now they have Lunchbox, which has basically the same stuff, but the store is brighter, the walls are white, and everything is like like brighter, but they're owned by the same company and they have the same stuff.
Weird,
Yes.
weird.
I think Lunchbox has more anime stuff, but other than that.
Yeah, I think I saw somebody do a video about Lunchbox. I have never seen a Lunchbox or been in a Lunchbox,
Is
so
it called Lunchbox or Boxed Lunch? Maybe it's Boxed Lunch. I don't remember.
but I have not been there.
That's funny though. Maybe
So,
I
or
should
that's
go.
all I had to say. The heat is disrespectful. I had trouble focusing, and I feel that every time this happens, I feel like, oh my God, what is going on? This year is the worst, and then I have to. I was just sitting in there this morning, reminding myself,
Mm-hmm.
went through this last year until we got to a point where either the heat settled down. Although your father said, because I said to your father last night. I was struggling, but I'm sure once this heat wave passes and the heat settles down, it'll be all right. And your father said, according to the weather report, it's going to get hotter. I'm like, don't tell me that because I already struggled yesterday sitting here in front of the computer.
Global warming.
I know I
They
struggled sitting here in front of the computer trying to focus, and my brain was like just
I just saw
out.
I just saw in the news, I think yesterday, that Alaska had a warning, like
Oh
heat index
no.
warning.
You don't think of Alaska as having heat, period.
Exactly,
I mean, I know they're not always frozen over the entire year, but like when they
but
have
not a
spring,
heat warning.
when they have
Wild.
spring, you expect it's going to be like 65 degrees or something.
Yeah, wild. This is just I was like as blown away about that as when I heard that it was snowing in Texas. Remember when it was snowing in Texas like last year or
Yeah,
the year before? Absolutely wild.
because we think of Texas as being hot, so you don't think
Hmm.
of Texas as having snow at all. Which I mean, they have seasons, but you just don't think of it.
But I don't have very many life updates. We missed last week because I was taking Wayne to the hospital.
Yes,
Um,
how is Wayne doing?
he is almost back to normal. All of his visible swelling has gone down. He says he can still feel swelling, like back here in his jaw kind of area, but it's not visible anymore. He's got a little bit of a black eye from where his eye swelled up really bad. But that's also like going away for the most part. So
That's good.
he visually looks back to normal. He was taking his antibiotics and everything. He's back to work now, and his boss, since he had to miss those days when his face was swollen, his boss has approved him for overtime. So he's going to go in and get overtime this week to make up for those missed days.
Oh, that's good. So they didn't give him a hard time, because that's what I was worried about. Whenever somebody
Mm-hmm.
works like either in fast food or retail, I'm always worried when you have to be off sick. Is your boss going to give you a hard time?
Well, his boss is really cool. Also, technically, he doesn't work retail. He works security, because the company that he works for, the door security company, isn't TJ Maxx. It's another company that's contracted by TJ
Okay.
Maxx.
Okay.
Yeah, he fully sent his boss a picture of his face, like swollen up. And
I,
she's
I
like,
was I was hoping that you guys had the forethought to do that.
yes. Well, I asked him the first night that his face swelled up. I told him, take a picture of your face just in case you need to show the doctors or anything, or just in case you like for any reason, just take a picture of what it looks like in case anybody needs to see it for any reason. And so he had that picture, and then he took a picture of, I think, when his face was swollen worse, and sent it to his boss, which he was all 10 of his ends are now weaved in. That wasn't terrible. Lies. I feel terrible for the ends weaving in, because ends are awful.
Ends are not bad.
They're the worst. But he didn't feel super comfortable sending his boss the picture of his face, because he's like, is this inappropriate to send her this? But I'm like, send her the picture, because then she knows how bad it is.
Or you could have at least like sent a text and said, I want you to see how bad my face is, so you know
Mm-hmm.
why I'm out, and then she can be warned so she doesn't get a jump scare when she sees your face.
Yeah, which I think might have been what he did. I don't remember, because I didn't see the actual message. We made the ends bearable.
That's
That
so nice.
that should be our tagline. The
That's our
conversation
job.
chair. We make the ends bearable. But
That's our job.
he's doing a lot better. And I feel like I was going to say something else and I don't remember. I have not really done anything else really with my life at all. I've been just taking a break and playing video games. I put some yarn in my bag with a very easy project to work on, and just have not been picking it up. My schedule also has been kind of like whack. Like my schedule as far as work and then markets and stuff, because I do have some upcoming markets. I guess I could talk about that and we'll go into the crafty stuff. I have a market this Friday at New Belgium, which is a
Even though you
brewery.
weren't going to do any markets till fall.
I said I wasn't going to be selling any crochet at markets until fall. I'm trying to, like, my regular markets where I am the one that where I go to them every year. I'm trying to make sure that I still do those with at least face paint and henna, even if I don't have crochet. That way they don't like pull someone else in, and then all of a sudden I don't have that regular market anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So New Belgium I've got, and then next week, is that next week? Hang on. Or is that the week after next week? What week is it? No. So this Friday I have New Belgium. Next week I don't have anything, so I have an actual day off on Thursday. Oh, actually no. Next week I'm taking days off from work because I'm exhausted. So I'm using. We had from when I worked. What was the holiday that was recent? Veterans Day. I
Memorial
think
Day.
Memorial Day. Thank you. Because I worked for Memorial Day, then I have what's called a floating holiday,
Yeah.
which I have 24 hours of that, but I can only use 8 hours a week. And
Yeah.
so I am taking off at my job Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it's crossing the weekend. So technically it's 2 weeks. And I have to work Wednesday to be able to make up for that. I have to work Wednesday for both of those weeks because technically as a manager, I have to work 40 hours. So so next week for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, one of those days I'm using 8 hours. So technically I'm still getting 40 hours worth of pay. And then the week after that, I'm using 8 hours of the floating holiday. I wanted to be able to even it out and use some of my normal PTO, but I only have 8 hours of PTO because even though I've been a manager this full time, I am not accruing PTO at the speed that a manager accrues it. I'm still getting part-timer PTO because
Why?
you have to work 3 months before you get manager PTO. So that means that I'm not going to start getting manager PTO until the very end of July, which means I'll only have 1 month to be able to get manager PTO before we go on the cruise. Speaking of which, we need to talk to Papa about this.
I thought he said he already booked it. Did I dream that?
He may have. He has not sent me anything. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I can go in and do it. I didn't know you guys already had.
Maybe it was a dream. Because he
Maybe it
said
was.
to me he was going to book it. It was like when he came back from his last cruise, he said he was going to book it because he still had one more day off. And then he asked me something about whether Chloe was going to be able to go because, if she's moving out, she might be switching jobs. She might not be able to go,
Mm.
blah, blah. And Chloe said, yes, I'm going. And that's the last. And then he said, okay, I'll go ahead and book it then. And that's the last I heard of it. So I assumed he
Okay.
booked it.
I will text him because I have not heard
You need to
anything.
text him because me saying anything is not doing anything. So you need to go ahead and text him. I've
Okay,
already sent him twice. So
I will do that. But so but all of that is to say that I will only have 1 month of manager PTO, which after asking all of the other managers in the store, no one understands how fast we accrue PTO as managers. No one understands how fast we accrue PTO as part-timers either. No one knows how. And I'm like, this is them keeping us in the dark with this makes it very easy for them to fully just lie. Like,
oh no.
so next time my district manager calls for no freaking reason again, I am getting so frustrated with him because he just
You not
sends
like him or
he
is he
like
nice but he's just weird?
he's no he's nice, he's nice enough, but also I just don't like the way that he's doing things. He sends like 10 emails a day to all of the managers, whether it's relevant to us or not, because his thought process is, well, you're a store lead, so you should know all of this stuff so that you can refer to all this stuff and tell everybody else all this stuff. But I'm like, you're sending everybody all of these emails. And then he makes like phone calls. So like he will send out, just for like an example, he'll send out an email saying, be careful of, we don't want anybody getting any overtime. These people are close to overtime. Be careful. And sends out the list of everybody in the district. So I have to look in my specific section and find who's like getting
Your
overtime in our
people are
store.
there.
Even though that's not my division of responsibility, as they would say. And so because one of our people, Sumaya, my friend, was getting close to overtime, but she knows that she's getting close to overtime because she's the one that does the schedule, so she's making sure she does it. And he calls our store and is like, oh, hi, Artemis, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing good. And he's like, I just want to call to make sure that you guys know that Sumaya is getting close to getting overtime, so make sure she doesn't do that. And also you need to tell Quentin to do this. And also you need to tell Tommy to do this. And also this and this and this. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, and I then frantically write everything down on a sticky note as soon as he hangs up to make sure I don't forget it. And I'm like, these are all, if you're going to call and tell us this stuff, why are you also sending all of the emails? And then on top of that, he sends out emails showing like we're not supposed to be doing a bunch of reorders for rentals. So if somebody comes in and gets fitted for a rental, and then they come in and the rental comes in, they try it on and something's wrong. If it's not something we can fix in store, we have to reorder it. And we're supposed to try not to have a bunch of reorders because it's not great for the company's money or whatever. Understandable. You should expect a certain amount of rentals in a company, reorders in a company like this, because if somebody gets fitted and then they like decide the Big Mac is their favorite food in the world or start P90X, like they're going to gain or lose weight.
Yeah.
So you need to like just be prepared that people are not going to realize that they are gaining and losing weight, and things need to be adjusted. But anyway, so he sends out emails every week saying this is the reorder percentage for all of the stores in our district. If you're highlighted red, make sure you're like focusing down and talk to your employees, blah, blah, blah. But then so he has access to this information, but then I, because of my division of responsibility, have to every week on Monday send him an email about our reorder report saying, these are our reorders, and we have this many style reorders because the style was wrong, this many size reorders because the size was wrong, and these people have reorders. Every email I have to figure out a way to rephrase. Yes, we are focusing on making sure we don't do reorders. We have talked to the people that are doing that have the wrong order originally to make sure that things are corrected. Like, I just have to figure out a new way to say this every single week of, so sorry, we're working on it. Like, but also there's only so much we can work on.
I can relate to, because it sounds very similar to what I have to do with these claims that I work on, where I already explained the first time why they should pay it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they deny it. And so I send a what's called a reconsideration, telling them, well, you need to pay it, and here's the records so you can see what was done. So you see that we did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they do a thing that's called bundling, which says, oh no, you didn't do this extra thing. What you did all comes under this one thing,
Mm-hmm.
one code. So you don't need this extra code, because what you did comes under this one code. And then I have to send them a reconsideration to say, no, this person had a cut on their foot, on their left foot, and a cut on their right thigh. Okay, so this
different
is
things.
the right thigh. You're just playing for the foot. This is for the right thigh. That's separate. Okay, but first I just send them the thing and say, here's the records with the pictures. Pay it. And then they deny it again. So now I got to find a different way without being rude, saying, this is what you need to pay for.
This is different. You need to pay it. Please read the things I'm sending you. And it feels like busy work. It's so frustrating. It feels like busy work. And we have like weekly video calls with him, and each division of responsibility has their own video call that they have to be on. And I've only been on one video call so far. But they said they're going to start ramping up the video calls, and we're going to do them more often. But when I was on that video call, tell me why this man had a slideshow and is like, make sure you have paper and are prepared to take notes. And then as he was going through the slideshow, he's like, click, 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 click. It was so fast. How am I supposed to take notes on anything when you are speeding through everything? And then they also just like,
the thing is that he can send you the slideshow.
He could and didn't. He sends 4,000 emails a day and can't send us the slideshow.
Crazy, because that's what happens when I do CEUs. They have seminars and they say, if you put your email in the comment box, we will send you a copy of the slideshow itself, so that you're not trying to rush through and take notes.
And all of the stuff that we went over was not new stuff. It was like, make sure you're greeting people when they come in. Make sure you're doing that. And it's stuff that if you're doing your job, everyone already knows. And since everybody on that call is a manager, we are all doing our jobs. We should all know that. There was like 2 pieces of information in the whole like the 45 minutes that I was sitting there on a call that was new information that they were trying to bring to us. It was all just like, make sure you're focusing on this. Anyway, let's stop talking about work. Let's cycle out of that. So next week, I am taking some days off and using some of my floating holiday for that. So I'm not going to be flat broke after that. And then the week after that, I have 2 events coming up. I've got, I'm going back to Rumbling Bald, which is over near Lake Lure. I've not gotten any emails from Faye Nectar yet.
I was just about to ask you if Faye Nectar was back up and running.
They're back up and running, but I don't know that they're doing any fairy markets yet, or if they have not contacted me. So I'm going to email the person that I know that's in charge of it, or was in charge of it previously, and see if I can get any information on what's going on over there. Because would love to just go over there and hang out, but I don't have the time or availability to go to just hang out. So I like can only go there if I am vending. So, but Rumbling Bald is the one that I did last year. That it's at like not quite a resort. It's like because like people live there and there's places that are open to the public and they've got space like right on the beach. There's like restaurants and stuff, but you can also like I guess it is sort of like a resort, like you because you can pay to stay in one of the like condo house things or whatever, and then get amenities of like certain restaurants and certain golf courses or something. I don't know. It's a rich people thing that's out of my tax bracket.
The rich people thing. That's all you need to know.
Yes, but I made a lot of money there last time. That was the event that I went to last year. That they had someone there doing permanent jewelry, like just across from me.
Oh
was
yeah, I
doing
vaguely
jewelry.
remember that.
Yes. So I'm going to that one, and then the very next day is the 4th of July because I'm going for the 4th of July weekend. So I'm doing that on the 3rd, and then the very next day is 4th of July, which is the first Friday. So I'm going to First Friday as well, and they specifically messaged to ask me, "Hey, are you going to be here for 4th of July?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." So I've got those two things, and then I don't think I have anything for a while. I just had somebody contact me yesterday that was like, "Hey, I got your number from so and so. I have a wedding this Saturday and was wondering if you could do any henna." And I'm like, "I can't do anything this last minute. I don't."
Oh no.
Do you think in this economy you think I'm just sitting around doing nothing? Come on.
It's sad that you couldn't do it though. You usually make
It
good
is.
money in the wedding.
Yeah, because I charge $100 an hour for weddings because they stress me out. But yeah, I just couldn't. So I passed her along to somebody else because she got my information from my henna mentor, Julie. Because Julie is doing permanent tattooing now. She's not doing any henna, I think, anymore at all. So anytime but her business name was Asheville Henna. So when people look up henna in this area, she comes up. She passes them to me. And I couldn't do it, so I passed her to my friend Bryn, who also is doing permanent tattooing, but last time I checked, still does henna, especially for like weddings and stuff, every once in a while. So we'll see. But that is what I've got going on. Do we want to move to Yarny Crafty Thoughts? Oh, we're already on Yarny Crafty Thoughts.
I already changed the banner.
What yarn and or craft are you doing? I have not done anything. I just have some like tidbits of thoughts of things, and I also know what I'm doing for my crochet along.
You know what you're doing for your crochet along.
Yes, it's a bit of a cop out. Do you want me to say what it is, or are you over there coloring?
I am.
You got your coloring face on.
I don't have a coloring face.
It is. You want to know how I know that you're coloring?
My head is down. That's
yes,
all.
You're like this.
Well, I'm so close to being finished with this picture so that I can show it to you.
Well, you finish that picture. I have decided for my crochet along. This is officially, by the way, anybody who's doing the crochet along, this is officially the beginning. We were supposed to start last week, but then we weren't here last week. So this is officially the beginning of the crochet along until the first week of September. I have decided for my crochet along, I'm just going to do the cardigan that I was doing before. My black cardigan.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to do the cardigan because I need a
black cardigan. Which one?
The one with the yarn that has the little rainbow baubles on it.
You remember? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just going to try to finish that cardigan because yeah, I might restart it honestly because I don't remember where I was and how I was doing it. So I might restart it possibly with a different pattern that's easier to read. But I think I'm just going to do that cardigan because I always need some sort of sweater or something when we go on the cruise because the kitchens are cold. The dining rooms are cold. Some of the floors are cold, even though we're in a tropical area and out in the sun. The inside is air conditioned.
Yeah, and quite honestly, last year I didn't even leave the ship, so I didn't do any because I just was not up to all the walking for the excursion, so I just didn't even leave the ship last year. So I was in the air conditioned areas most of the time. So yeah, you want a little bit of a sweater or something. I try to sit outside because it's like, if we're on a tropical vacation, get out and get some vitamin D. But all the good places get taken. Yes. And then all that's left, because I want to sit outside, but like in a chair that's got some
In the
shade.
shade, yeah.
And I don't want to sit in one of those sun loungers because I'm not trying to bake.
Hmm.
You know,
Meanwhile, me and Isaac last year, we got on the boat and both found a chair and just like, laid down. We woke up drenched in sweat.
oh
We took a
no,
nap and woke up drenched in
that
sweat.
sounds like something your father would do.
Yeah, I didn't realize how hot it was getting until all of a sudden we were like laid down, just like plastered, like laying down on one of the chairs. And then I went and shifted one of my arms and I was like, "Ooh, it's hot." The chair got hot.
Yeah, your father likes to go up on the Serenity deck, the adults only thing, and get in those loungers. And I've done that once or twice with him, but it's just hot. Unless you can get one of those ones that has the big dome over it,
Mm.
you know?
See, I like to sit in the sun as long as like if it's a good day, then it'll be sun, but like with a little bit of cloud. So every once in a while, a cloud will pass over, and it like kind of alternates a little bit. But
Yeah.
if you sit and don't move in the sun, it's like the perfect heat. But the moment that you do any kind of movement, overheated, overheated.
No, but my idea of good vacation is basically staking out a big table in one of those rooms so that we can play
Play
games.
cards, yeah.
So yes, I definitely need air conditioning. Do you still have a picture of that cardigan to remind us
Ooh,
of?
I can pull up the Ravelry.
And I'll be honest, I still don't know what I'm doing.
You have 1 week. This is the final week.
No,
This is the cutoff.
I went ahead and started something, and it may, but I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll give it to one of the aunties because, like I said last year, I didn't even leave the ship. So what do I need? I
Mm-hmm.
started a sun hat, although there's not. I mean, it's
Ooh,
not. I barely got
are you
anything done on it, but I
are you
made a
using
start.
raffia?
No, I'm using. Remember the whole thing of I ordered a kit. They said it was out of stock. They gave me a
Yes.
refund, and then they sent me the yarn anyway. And I was almost going to send it back. And you and I were like, "Don't you dare!"
Yes.
Yeah, so that hat.
Okay, okay, I remember
Mm.
now. Sorry, I'm trying to find my
I'm trying to find
favorites.
a picture of my hat as well, so that I can show it.
We
I, mean,
can't both be trying to find
pattern.
something.
I could just pull up the pattern because I've got it sitting on my. But no, I've already got mine pulled up.
Ooh, I just found mine as well.
So you gonna show yours?
Yes, I am. Share screen. It moves so slow.
So
Here we
slow.
go. So slow. Ooh, and I can see the difference from. Can you see the difference from our Ravelries
Yes,
in
I
the bottom
can.
there?
I can.
Because some of us use Ravelry the correct way on dark mode. But this is the cardigan that I was doing. And I really like the look of this cardigan, so I may just try this one again. Um,
So this is the replacement for the orange sweater that you lost.
yes. I really loved that sweater. But
Yeah,
it's like the way that it's made, it's like a light mesh, like right here where the stripes
yeah.
are. It's like a light mesh. And the problem that I was having before was I'm trying to do a light mesh in black yarn in size 4, not size 4, size 3 weight black yarn
Yeah.
with bobbles in it, so it's even harder to see where my stitches are.
Uh huh.
Oh, but I want to use that yarn for the cardigan. That's specifically what I got that yarn for.
Well, make that your project, and then you've got your yarn.
Yes, but
Did you find something to wear for the red and black picture?
I have something sitting in my Amazon cart. You pull up your picture, and I can pull up what's sitting in my Amazon cart.
Because I told you the picture that I so yeah, that's the sun hat from Lion Brand. I bought the kit,
Mm.
so I'm pretty sure I have enough yarn because I bought the kit. Although some people say kits don't ever give you enough yarn, but I'm hoping I have enough yarn. So it looks nice here, but then you look at some of the pictures of the projects and it's not. mm,
Yeah, show some of the project pictures because the person who made it is always going to make it look like the best.
oh, I thought I saw some other project pictures. I think maybe I was looking at pictures of people who had used that yarn. That's what I was looking at.
Oh, okay.
But this one is a nice.
And Ari just texted the beach they made it to has no data, so he's gonna miss the rest of the stream.
Well, enjoy your vacation, Ari.
Mm.
So yeah, this is somebody, not the designer. This is somebody else who made the hat.
It still
So
looks good.
it looks good. So I'm hoping, and that's the same color that I have. That's the same color
Mm-hmm.
yarn that I have. And so far, using this yarn is comfortable. So I don't, I think it's going to be okay. So far, it's comfortable.
Nice. I pulled up Amazon to show the things that I have in my cart.
I've only got, okay, go ahead.
So this is what I have in my cart: is this black dress and the red belt to go with it. It's one of
Uh
those
huh.
like the belt that I stole from you, where it's like elastic
Well,
and
you're
snaps in the
buying a
back.
whole outfit.
This is my backup outfit because it doesn't cost that much. Both of
Uh
those
huh.
items have like 2-day delivery. So this is my backup outfit if I
Mm-hmm.
can't decide what I want to do. Because I also had this plan of like, oh, I work at Men's Warehouse now. Wayne and I could both wear suits and we'll look all like we're in the mob and it'll be awesome and cute. And I was like, or I could do this crochet dress thing that I was thinking about, but I'm like, I don't know that I am actually going to have the time and energy to finish it. So I'm like, let me hold on to this so I have
Mm-hmm.
something. And then if I find something else, then I'll do that.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I bought that burgundy top, and your father said, which it said, to be fair, it said wine red in the picture, and it
Mm-hmm.
looked kind of red in the picture. And so I thought, well, maybe this will be all right. And then when I got it, it is much more burgundy than red,
Mm,
but it's still a very nice top, but it's
yeah.
much more burgundy than red.
So you can just wear it another
And
day.
they didn't have a proper red, so I have another top in my thing, but it's kind of casual looking, and that's dressy night.
That's why I opted for doing more black and then having a red accent because I feel like finding a red accent is easier than finding
Yeah,
a
I have
cute
a,
red
and that's the
outfit.
thing. I'm thinking I have a black dress that I could put some sort of red accent with. So
Ooh, you know
I
what you should do? Get some like bright red, like chunky jewelry, like a really chunky necklace and like chunky bracelet and like a red belt or something. Oh, do you have something sitting in your
I
cart
mean
too?
that would make life easy. Yeah, I have a couple things in my cart.
I see you
Like,
scrolling through very tiny down there. Do you want me to pull it in?
okay, yeah, you can pull it in. I'm
Okay.
thinking maybe this one. But again,
Ooh.
this is reading red, but I'm scared I'm gonna get it and it's
And
gonna
it's
be
going to be,
burgundy.
it looks like it's leaning burgundy, honestly.
Yeah, it looks like it's leaning burgundy, and your father wants red. So, but see, that looks dressy. Where
Yes.
so that fits the brief, whereas
Ooh, those
will you not
pants.
scroll? Yeah, I know. Whereas some of the things I have, like this one, I mean, it's sequined, but it's still just a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it also looks like it's just leaning burgundy.
It does look like it's leaning burgundy. Try typing in like bright red and maybe that'll give you more.
That's what I'll have to do. I
What
have
color
I
is
was trying
pink?
to find that other one that I had that was it's like it's like a t-shirt. It's red and it's got black lace.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saved it, but I don't see it. So yeah, it's not there. So
Yeah,
it's
if I
like
see
red.
any other red tops, because I'm still kind of looking, I don't know if I'm set on what I've got, but if I see any other nice like red tops or anything that look like they come in your size, I'll send you the link.
Yeah. So I'm kind of, but I'm kind of leaning the same way that you are, of having some sort of top as a backup, and then but still want to try to make something
Mm. I'm gonna have to
that'll
get
work.
shoes to wear with that. I don't have any heels.
You can wear flats.
I don't have any nice flats though either. The only flats that I have are my like wide toed, my wide shoe, my wide foot sneakers that I've been wearing. I don't have any nice flats. What
Get
am I
some
gonna get for
black
shoes?
flats. I was just looking at Skechers Cleos that are supposed to be, they're just basic ballerina flats. They're supposed to have the memory foam in them
Ooh,
to make them more comfortable to wear.
I'm gonna look
But
these up.
so the only things I was working on, because this is Yarn and Crafty Thoughts. So bottom
Yes.
line for those of you watching, the crochet along, we still she knows what she's doing. She's working on
As far
her
as we are concerned, the crochet along has started.
started has started.
You are late and are reaching your final deadline of picking something next week.
Yes, I am late. Well, I started something. I started because I so far I'm thinking for the crochet along, I'm pretty much just going to crochet a bunch of small things
Mm-hmm.
that I can use on the cruise. That's my thinking this year, rather than trying to do a bunch of big things, do one big thing and not get it done. So I started the hat, but this is all I got done so far
Mm-hmm.
because I was working on the blanket for your father for Father's Day. I
Mm-hmm.
did not get the blanket done, but I had a backup present.
Yeah, yeah.
Really happy to have some sort of car thing that he needed. For his birthday, I bought him car seat covers, which he was really happy to have,
Mm-hmm.
and then he had some other car thing for the side door, something that he had on his list that he was really excited to have,
He put so many practical things on
and
his
he
list.
went right out to the car to put it in. So I did not get done, but I tell you, those last 2 days, I zoomed through 2 cakes of yarn in a day and
Ooh,
a half. But I still have this cake left.
that's all you have left
That's
though?
all I have left.
Ooh,
But
you're really close.
this is not a full cake.
How big is the blanket now?
It's not a full cake. But I have to and my plan was, I haven't shown your father the blanket. So my plan was to
It looks so good. It looks squishy.
it is squishy, and it's long enough that it goes down to my feet, and when I add that last, it'll be just wide enough to wrap
Yeah.
around your body. So I think it'll be fine. God, that's hot. And that's the problem. I was working
Is
on
trying to
it.
work on it in the
Yes,
heat.
I was working on it while your father's not here, while he's at work, and he's working till 10 every night. So that's fine. That's good. I'm working on it. But like those last couple days, it was so hot, and I was like
Mm-hmm.
shifting that blanket off of me to the side as much as I could, and I've got the jet engine fan sitting in front of me like this, and I'm working as fast as I can. I mean, really, I was speed demon through two cakes on the weekend. You know that's faster.
Yes, it is.
And that so I that's another reason I can barely think about what to do for the crochet along, because it's like I don't want to crochet nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. And the only saving grace for my arm was that when he comes home, and because we stay up like another hour after he comes home to watch stuff, and usually I crochet during that time while we're watching stuff on TV. But I was like, no, I didn't even crochet during that time because I crocheted all day,
Mm-hmm.
and so I gave myself a break while he was home.
My battery's dying. My battery's dying.
Plug that in, girl.
I
Plug
am.
it in.
I'll be right back.
So I gave myself a break while he was home. Sorry, my eyes are itchy. Itchy eyes, itchy ears. Postmenopause is a bitch. But so yeah, my plan is to finish this. I'm hoping maybe I can finish it this week. But like yes, last couple days I didn't even bother to pick it up because it was so hot. I couldn't bear to have it across my lap, but I'm going to make myself pick it up today to try to get through that last cake. So I'm hoping that I can possibly give it to him next Sunday and just have it Father's Day present that's just a week late. Which, like I said, I had a backup gift to give him, and plus I've discovered over the last couple of years, at least in my head, I haven't been able to do this very much in practice, but in my head, I have decided that I would rather give people things that I want them to have just during the year, just because I want them to have it. Because the stress of trying to find the perfect gift for Christmas or birthdays or whatever is just so stressful to me. But I haven't really been able to do that in practice because my inherent frugalness kicks in and I'm scared to spend money unless it is during a time when you're expected to give somebody a gift. Then I feel like I have permission from the universe to spend money, which is crazy. But I'm slowly loosening up on that. So so I don't know where she has disappeared to because I'm not going to show my pictures until she comes back. Um, so other yarny thoughts while we're waiting for her because I did have some other yarny thoughts on here. I went on Twitch Sunday morning just because I have because of this heat. It's getting hot so early and the fact that I'm having hot flashes. I'm a woman of a certain age, so I don't sleep as long as I should. All of these things conspire to have me be awake at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning when I don't want to be, especially on a Sunday. But so you want me to show my coloring pictures pages first, or do you want me to zip through these other yarny thoughts I got?
Um, your choice. Dealer's choice.
Okay, I'll zip through these thoughts. I'll try to make it fast.
I
We'll
will. I'm
start
gonna
out,
start putting on makeup while you're doing that.
start out
Uh,
at 2:30, right?
yes.
Okay. So, so I went on Twitch on Sunday, and I discovered that Sunday morning on Twitch is a when all the French people come out to play.
Ooh, en
Because there
français.
was there was a board game show that looked very interesting, but it was all in French. And they were talking about a game that I am playing.
See you later, Ronald.
Bye, Ronald. They were talking about a game that I'm trying to learn.
Mhm.
Um, a game that I'm trying to learn that they just added to BGA called Gas. They were talking about it, but they were talking about it in French.
En français.
I couldn't understand it, but it looked like it would be an interesting show if I spoke French.
Mm-hmm.
And there was other French people on. So and then I looked up what time is it in Paris? Oh, it's 5 p.m. in Paris. So
It's the afternoon. Yeah.
no wonder all the French people are on right now. So Sunday morning is for French people, and also apparently Sunday morning is when all the knitters and crocheters come out.
Ooh.
Because I don't know if I told you this story before. I probably did, but the whole reason I started um, I made myself a Twitch account to view on Twitch was because Twitch had done a push several years ago to, I guess they thought, it was during a time when YouTube was thinking that they were going to get into live gaming,
Mm-hmm.
and Twitch, and everybody was jumping
Twitch
over.
was like, hold my purse.
Yeah, and so Twitch was like, "Oh, well, if you're going to get into gaming, then we're going to start having other people over here doing other stuff other than gaming." So they did a bit of a push, um, press release or whatever you want to call it, to emphasize that, oh, we have people over here doing stuff other than gaming, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when they opened up that set. I mean, people were already doing it, but I don't think they had a separate
Section
um,
for it.
section for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when they started announcing that, oh, we have this section called makers and crafters. And we have this other section called just chatting.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can find, if you're not a gamer, you can find the makers and crafters. And that's when I started using Twitch. That's when I created, a username and all that other kind of stuff, was
Mm-hmm.
because of the makers and crafters. And there was a knitter that I used to follow. She doesn't stream anymore, but I used to come to her streams all the time. But then after that initial push, it seemed like whenever I would go on Twitch, I never saw anybody, or I rarely saw anybody crocheting. There's still people in the makers and crafters, but they're usually doing stuff like woodworking, or making chainmail, or making battle swords, or
Mm-hmm.
you know like D&D adjacent type stuff. And but Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, that's apparently where all the crocheters and knitters are, because
I
they
gotta
were
go
all.
start checking. Actually, I don't. I was gonna say I gotta start checking Twitch on Sunday mornings, but I don't like watching live stuff. I don't even like I think my problem is because like even going to concerts and stuff, like I one of my favorite artists, Nathan Apollo, he is finally doing a tour where he's coming somewhere vaguely near us. He's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mhm.
But I'm like, well, one, it falls right when we're supposed to be on our cruise,
Oh
so
no.
much for that. But also because like I wanted to see Josh Johnson live when he was here too, but
Mhm.
I like when I prefer to watch it recorded, so if I miss something, if I didn't understand something, then I can rewind and like and figure it out. Whereas if I'm watching something live, and especially like being at an audience or something, then like if I miss something, it's just gone
Mhm.
forever. And I'm like, I don't what like sometimes like
Well, I
auditory
think I
processing where you
think that's
forget it.
just a symptom of you being a child of the video age, or maybe it's just you. I don't know.
I think
Because
it's just auditory processing. Like it
Because I
takes
like
me
I
a
like to see I like to see live stuff. Because I like the possibility that something could happen. That
I
some
do like that you
that,
could like
that
see something that no one else gets to see.
yes. Yes. So even for things that I don't normally watch, I'm just a sucker for something being live. So I tune into live stuff. Even if I only tune into it for 10 minutes, there's just a pull toward live stuff for me. But So yeah, that's what Sunday morning stitching on Twitch. It's a thing.
Nice.
I I should have brought this up while Ronald was still here, but I watched Passionate Kelsey's Frog or Finish video.
Oh,
She
I
did
still haven't watched it.
she did a video about where, because she just moved house, and
Mm-hmm.
so she found a bunch of patterns, a bunch of whips, and so she just um went through each of them. There was
And
only
tried to
maybe
decide.
about 8 or 10 of them, I think, not a
Yeah.
lot of them. But she went through each of them and was like, should I finish this? Should I not finish this? And and she was finishing them right on stream. Yeah, if Ronald's still there. Yeah, Ronald watched it too.
Of
And
course.
I was just thinking as I watched it. I mean, no shade on Kelsey. It's just um watching her video made me think of this, because as I was watching her, I started having that irrational anger that we discussed on previous when we discussed how sometimes when I feel like somebody's doing something wrong and I have this anger, it's like
Mm-hmm.
they're not doing it wrong. They're just doing it different. You're not allowed to be angry about this, Danny. Stop it. Stop it.
So,
But it's
what were you irrationally angry about?
because she's picking up these projects that she hasn't touched since she was like one of the projects she picked up, she was a whole different size when she started making that project because it wouldn't even fit her now, and that's why she decided to frog it. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, but she had no patterns for any of these things.
So, how is she going to finish them if she doesn't have a
I'm like,
pattern?
that exactly. That's what was making me irrationally angry, and I had to sit there as I'm watching it, reminding myself, okay, because that video would have been short for me because I would have went through it and went, okay,
Frog, frog,
I
frog, frog,
started this
frog.
frog, 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 frog. I mean, maybe not so much now because about 5 years or so. Yeah, I know she did. She finished the one she wanted to. I know, but but I. I was just, it's just, that's why I said it's nothing against Kelsey or anything. It's just watching her do that made me think that if that was me, the whole video would have been frog, 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 because I don't even remember what I was doing with this. Except for about 5 years or so ago. Well, no, longer than five because it was pre-pandemic.
Just
But
5 years ago.
but I started a notebook where I start writing down when I start a project. Unless it's something really tiny that I know I'm going to finish quickly. I either write it down in the physical notebook, or I make notes on um, on the private notes on Ravelry.
Mm-hmm.
One way or the other, I make note of this is what I started, this is what the hooks are, this is what the pattern was. So if I want to go back to it, I at least have a semblance. Because before
Yeah.
I would start it thinking I'm going to finish it, and then kind of put it to the side and then not finish it. Although to be fair, back then I was also printing out physical patterns, and there was a 50% chance that the physical pattern would be in the bag with, with
With the
whatever
thing, yeah.
that I left to the side. But if I had something that had no pattern with it whatsoever, it would be frog, 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 frog.
This is feeling very trust the process right now. And I don't know if I do, actually, even though I'm the one that started it, had fully no plan and was just like, it's a blue day.
It'll be fine. But also the other irrational anger part was you had no pattern. You
Calm
had no
down.
pattern.
Oh my gosh.
Because I have to remind myself, yes, I am a person who uses patterns. There has to be people like Kelsey
To
who
make the
flies by the
pattern.
seat of their pants and then decide to write down the pattern so that I can have a pattern to do. If everybody was like me and had to follow a pattern, there'd be nobody to make the pattern. So I have to remind myself there has to be somebody who flies by the seat of their pants so that they can make the pattern. But when I see people going, oh, I want a halter dress, and they just start, I'm like,
Start doing stuff.
get a pattern, get a pattern, get a pattern.
Wild. Speaking of watching other crafter contenter people, oh, I think I'm making it worse. Think of watching other crafter content people. I watched Alt Knots drove like an hour or something to a Hirschner's physical store
Yes.
and went and grabbed some stuff over there. She was mostly shopping for like Halloween decor kind of
Mhm.
stuff, but it was fun to
I,
see the
I
actual
like the
physical
lighter
store.
color that you're putting in the middle, by the way, from what I can see.
I think I'm gonna stop messing with it, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop messing with it and I'm gonna throw some wild eyeliner on top of it.
Yeah, because I like that bolt of light color coming down
Mhm.
through.
It's coming together. Trust the process.
Yep.
But it was fun to watch. I didn't watch her whole video because when she got home, it was more just looking at. She also does a lot more of what I think I don't expect crocheters and crafters to do, but she will buy crocheted and crafted stuff because she likes the look of it, but doesn't have the time to do it herself. Whereas I think you and I have the thought process of, well, I shouldn't buy it because I can do this myself. Whereas I think other people have the
Well,
thought
I
process
think
of,
you have that thought. Mine is an adjacent thought of I'm not going to buy something obviously crocheted because
because then
people
people are going to ask me
know
if I
that,
made
yeah,
it.
people know that I crocheted, so they're going to ask me if I made it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to
Whereas,
buy something that's obvious unless.
yeah, she bought a cute little latch hook thing that was because they over at that store, what they'll have like crafted displays of the things that they're selling. So if they're selling like kits and stuff, they'll have displays of it. And then when they're
They
no
used,
longer
they
selling
used
that
to
kit,
have
they'll sell
that
the
at
display.
stores. They used to have that at stores like Michael's. Michael's used
Michael's.
to have foot like they'd have the free patterns sitting, where you could tug off the shelf, and they would fully show you. Um, they would fully have a display
Mhm.
with.
With like the thing that it actually is. I think they did for
Yeah,
a little while in Joann's when they got the like Woobles kits and stuff in. I think they would have displays of the Woobles stuff. Speaking of which, I am so tired of Woobles commercials. I appreciate what Woobles
I
is
am
doing.
too. I am
I'm
too.
Yeah, I appreciate what they're doing for the crochet community. I am very tired of seeing those commercials. What is
I
that?
don't
Oh,
even know if
I have
I
my
don't
glasses off for
even know
this.
if I don't even know if I appreciate what they're doing for the crochet community. I got this email from Yarnspirations. It hit me as we were talking that this was another thing that I had a passing idea that I might make if I
Hmm.
can get the pattern to come up. No, I didn't say show me all the patterns. I wanted you to show me the recent patterns.
Also, where did we go?
I don't know how to do all that.
You did a weird spotlight thing. Hang on. Let me just. There
Yeah,
we
I
go.
just hit spotlight and I thought it was going to put that one up at the top, but it didn't. But
No, it's not
we
super clear.
we did we several streams ago we did a thing where we talked about ah why do they not have this lookbook up here where I can see it?
Mm. Continue your thought. Several streams ago, we talked about.
We talked about these deconstructed patterns that people are making.
Oh, where it
And
looks like they have holes in it and stuff.
yeah, and I was like, well, this one that they have in their banner is the one that I want you to see, but I can't show you the top sleeve, but you see the bottom of the
Yeah.
sweater.
Let me put. Hang
I'm
on. Don't scroll
I
away.
was
Let me put my
almost
glasses on.
I was almost thinking of making that one.
I like that.
Possibly in a red.
Yeah, I like that. Ooh, if you could
Because
find like
they
a
have a
sparkly red.
Karen they have a Karen Simply Sparkle. Where is that pattern? Why do you not? And see, I deleted the email. Also, I was looking at these pants,
Ooh, let me put my glasses back on.
mesh pants.
Pull up the quick view. What are we looking at? Ooh, are they wrap pants?
The wrap pants, yeah,
I need to go get this pattern in extra small,
yeah.
small,
Oh no,
medium.
that's all they have showing up at the top because it's for the kit. But this goes up to a 5X.
I have changed my mind. That's what I'm making for the Christmas. I've wanted wrap pants for a long time.
See, I kind of want to pair these too,
Oh my goodness.
but I don't know if I'm in the mood to make a 5X
What if our crochet along is just we both make wrap pants?
because I am But see, the yarn using the yarn that they said to make my size is like $100.
What size yarn is it? Forget the brand. What size yarn is it?
It's
'Cause that looks like
it's
a
a
size
4.
3.
No, it's a 4.
It's a 4. Okay.
Yeah,
Ew,
I'm pretty
cotton.
sure.
No, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Trust me. If I made these, they would be in like Karen
Red Heart
Simply
Super Saver.
Karen Simply Soft because I love Simply Soft.
I
But
I might. That's a free pattern, right?
yeah, that's a free pattern on your
I might go
inspiration.
get that. I might go get that pattern and look. and see. I want to see the construction of it, like where it starts and goes. Because imagine those in Red Heart Super Saver favorite stripe.
Okay, maybe
Just
this
some
is where they're
rainbows.
hiding these patterns that I'm trying to show you.
I kind of want to make it in Red Heart Super Saver favorite stripe. Honestly.
Well, you do that. I would probably do Simply Soft just so that I could get that flowy. See, I like this. They didn't have this one in the email, but this crochet polo shirt, I like that.
Ooh.
Slide down. Where's my shirt? Here it is. The Karen crochet chained tunic.
Ooh, we
Let me.
found it. Let me put my glasses back on. I'm trying to do some wild eyeliner, but that
I'm
involves me having my
sorry.
glasses off. No, you're good. I should have done this prior to the stream.
Oh, it went straight to the pattern. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, can we do the like quick view or whatever?
What are we doing?
Quick
I just
view. Because I
pull
also
up,
like
pull up.
that.
There we go. And again, it says extra small. It's not extra small.
That's just for
And
the
it's
kit.
hard. It's just for the kit. It goes up to a 5X. It's hard to see because they got white against white, so I pulled the model up. But you see how on the model,
Yes, it's
it's
cute.
got the sleeves that have the strings. And it so I was thinking maybe make that for the cruise to go over my black pants.
Ooh, I am already thinking about how I would maybe change those sleeves.
This is a bamboo. This is their Karen Colorama
Mm-hmm.
bamboo blend. But again, that is like $12.99.
Yes, yes, it is because I bought it at Joann's before.
That is $12.99. It requires four for my size. So that's a $60 shirt. Well, I mean, if you take out the, it's a $50 shirt. If you take
Yeah.
out the that they're asking you to buy, which we already have, I don't need the accessories. I just need the yarn. So that's a $50 shirt.
I mean,
I
you
don't.
could always grab some different yarn,
True, true, true.
which is what I would do.
Yeah, most likely. Because I would probably, because I'm thinking of doing that Karen Simply Sparks, that Karen Simply Smart, uh,
Karen
Simply
Simply
Soft,
Soft Sparkle.
or I keep calling it Sparkle, but I think the official name of the yarn is Party.
Hmm.
Karen Simply Soft Party. But it's got, and they've got something called Karen Glimmer Wave. Is that,
What is that?
I don't know. Is
Click
that a
it and figure it out. I need to
add a
know.
glam to your outfit? Karen Glimmer Wave. Okay, it's $12.99 too.
Ooh, let me put my glasses on though. What is this Karen Glimmer Wave? Is it just an
Oh,
ombre yarn?
no, wait a minute.
Yeah, click the
They're
yarn.
calling it no. They're calling it oh, I think it's called a Glimmer Wave top because there's
Oh,
beads on it.
okay.
But it's using
Are there?
bamboo blend.
Can we zoom in to see these beads? Click the one that's got the model on it. Yes. Hang on. Let me mute myself. Sorry, give me a sec.
No problem.
We're good. Just the dog getting into stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, the dog got into some chocolate.
Where I do not what? Where are these beads?
Not part of the pattern, I guess.
Okay, this technique has you stringing beads onto your working yarn, but they don't have beads in the kit, so you have to buy your own beads. That's why I'm not seeing the
Okay.
beads. I thought Glimmer Wave was the name of a yarn.
Me too. That's why I was trying to figure out what it was.
But yeah, so there's lots of ideas passing through my head as to what I might want to do. But
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna make some small stuff. I'm gonna make this hat. I definitely want to make a headscarf or a do rag with
Mm-hmm.
that do-rag pattern that I already know I can get done quickly. I want to make some head bands. I've been wanting to make headbands. I've been saying this for ages that I need some headbands to go across here when I wear my hair up in a puff.
Yeah.
And I might buy a bigger puff, you know,
It's yeah, one of the filler puffs.
filler puffs to go on top so I can have a really big puff and then have the band on my head. That's what I need. Um I had cuz I have one. What am I talking about? I have one in my um Amazon,
Mm-hmm. In your
the
cart.
thing, not the cart, the other thing, shopping
Wish.
list.
Okay.
My Amazon shopping list. I have a puff that I've been putting off because I've been saying I don't need it. But over the last 6 months, the gray is really because I didn't get because it's a gray puff, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, it doesn't really match my hair because for a long time I didn't have gray. This is
Yes.
not me being conceited or whatever. Maya can tell you my gray didn't come
It took a
in.
long time.
My gray did not come in until after I turned 50. So I went a long time without any gray. That's why people were still convinced I was, younger than I was because my gray did not come in till after I turned 55. I had like maybe I had maybe like two or three gray hairs hidden in my 50s, and after I turned 55, that's when it really started to
Mm-hmm.
come in. And now it's very obvious. It's not the nice, skunk stripe that I would like, but it's got a nice. I got a good bit of it up here in the front, so I think I could get away with that gray afro puff
Yeah.
in the back.
Is it all gray or is
Um,
it like salt and pepper kind of?
it's kind of salt and peppery. It's not. Um, I will show you. And while I'm pulling it up, the other thing I wanted to mention was one of my pattern pet peeves is people calling halters crop tops.
Yes. If it's not, crop top means that it's shorter than normal. But if it's a
Yes,
halter, then it
yes,
means
they're
it
calling
ties around the back of your neck.
exactly. And a lot of pattern people, just like a lot of pattern people, are calling things snoods that are not
Yes,
snoods.
because that's
Calling
because of Wednesday, and that pisses me off.
They're calling things shrugs that are not shrugs. They and I know the English language is a living language and it can change. I understand that, but let's see. But a crop top is just a shorter top. It is not a halter top. A halter top is a different thing, and it just annoys me when they call it a halter top.
Yes.
Another thing that I find annoying is, oh, I must have it way down on this list. Um,
I think the thing that's not working with this is the tiny eyebrows. I shaved my eyebrows even smaller so that I could do this like very straight brow.
yeah, I thought you were just gonna fill in your eyebrows. That's after you finish the eye makeup. I thought you were gonna
I
add more
might
eyebrows.
I might add them in more. Ooh, what if I do a blue brow? No,
Oh,
no,
and
no,
this
maybe
gray
not.
puff is only $10. I should buy this
Just
now,
get it now.
and I should buy it now and give it
A test run.
a test run to see if I like it. Well, oh, did I? Stupid me.
Don't buy it on stream, mother. You can buy it after
No, I'm
the
not buying it
stream.
on the screen. I was just trying to share it to show you the puff. Okay, there we go.
Let me come in and assist. I got it. I got it. So what you do is you grab the small one and drag it
I
to the
tried to
big.
grab the small one and it didn't work. But
That's That's a
Yeah.
gray puff.
Is it gray gray? I thought it was more black and white, and now that I'm looking at it, it is kind of gray gray.
Do they have any other color options?
Yeah, the other color options are more dark because they're like
Yeah.
this that, which I could almost get away with because my hair is not white in the front, so I could almost get away with that. And there's this, which that's just too obvious, and then there's that's just too curly.
Mm-hmm. I say
So
go with one of those.
go with
Cause
that instead
yeah,
of
because the
this.
other one is gray, and you I feel like don't have enough gray for that to be feasible. Because you do have
So
some gray, but your hair is
yeah,
still primarily black. Ah! I almost lost my mirror. It's balanced on my nail
yeah,
polish remover tub.
yeah. I think maybe I'll go with that. Soft, natural looking hair. Cause it'll look. Cause if I do that, it'll look like maybe my gray is just coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll be gray on the bottom and darker at the ends where the puff is. So maybe it'll just look like my gray is just coming in. So yeah, and that's only yeah that's a dollar cheaper than the other one. So
Do it.
although technically my hair is not black, my hair is brown. But
It is. But do they have a dark brown? It looks like they've got a few shades
no,
there.
no, this one is a natural black,
What are these
and
three
then
pictures here then?
I don't know why they're showing three different pictures because that's a natural black, is what they're saying the color is. I mean, I could shop for some different Afro puffs in different colors. That's just one. I think I have this one on my list because we can take this down. I think I have this one on my list because I watch certain people who do wigs,
Mm-hmm.
and so if I see somebody who's doing a wig and it looks I like the look of what they've done and they have a link to where they bought theirs, then I will go to the Amazon link, and if it's not too expensive, because sometimes I follow people and they've got a $75 human hair wig, I'm not buying that.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not too expensive, then I will, put that on my list for a future purchase. So that's probably why I have that puff there. But I could shop for another puff and see if there's more of a
Yeah.
brown color.
I'd
Because
say shop for one that's like that middle color out of those three.
my hair is not black. It's
I
brown. But
know.
you see, now I'm showing the audience too. You see there's a little bit of gray coming up through here.
Yeah, but you're not nearly gray enough for that other one.
Yeah. So let's see. We got 10 more minutes. Um, I've noticed that more creators, more when I say creators, like knitting, people who have knitting um, streams or
Yeah.
knitting channels, crochet channels, or whatever. I'm noticing more of them are spacing out their video schedule. Um, I can't remember who I was watching, but one of them I watched in particular was saying, um, "There's no way can make to have time to have something to show you, but also to have time." Well, no, she didn't say to have time something to show you. She was just saying to have time to devote to my other hobbies, like to devote to knitting and stuff like that. I
Mm-hmm.
can't put out videos
Every week.
every week or two times a week or whatever. That's why you only see me once a month. And so I just like, even though it gives me less stuff to watch, sometimes I like the way that is
Honesty.
going. Yeah, I like the way that is going, the honesty, because it makes it, because somebody like me, I'm like, well, I can't do a knitting channel or crochet channel because I don't crochet fast enough to have stuff to show you.
Mm-hmm.
So, And since we only have 10 minutes left, while um, I'm gonna show you my pictures, but while I'm showing you my pictures, um, you saw that Michael's bought the Joanne's IP.
I did. I saw if you go to the Michaels website, they now have a tab in their little pull down bar that says Joanne's shoppers. Come
Yep,
here.
yep. I saw that. I saw that shortly after. It was like a day or two after we saw that message
On the
the
Joanne's website.
on the Julian's website. Yep.
But hopefully they
It was
won't do, because I was talking to Ronald about it, and hopefully they won't do, because they bought another company
really
before,
you
didn't
have
they?
pictures with Ronald without me.
We talk on Wednesdays when we stream. Ooh, this is a look.
You have a friendship with Ronald without me.
Yeah, we're going to play Beat Saber today.
You spend time with Ronald unsupervised. You are my child. This is not allowed.
I'm an adult.
No, you're my child. I introduced you to Ronald. You are not allowed to spend time without me.
The color difference does not show up so much on camera. Can you even tell that I used a darker color on my top lip?
It is a very slightly darker, but yes, I can see that it's darker than your bottom lip.
It looks
But
a bit more visible.
it's subtle. It's not like when you do the black on top and the red on
Yeah.
bottom. It's a subtle.
Well,
But it's nice. It looks nice though.
these are the two colors that I use, so I thought it would be more
It
obvious.
looks more obvious in the pan than it does on your lips. But it looks nice though.
Okay.
It
Then
looks
I
nice though.
will stick with this.
So what were you thinking about Michael's
Oh, we were talking about, Ronald was saying hopefully they don't do what they did before, because they apparently bought. I love that one.
it looks way better on camera than it does in person. But AC Moore, they bought AC Moore.
Yeah, and it was AC Moore, and I think maybe he said another company or something. But they bought the company and said said all the things that they're saying right now, where they're like, "Oh, we're now going to expand, and we're going to have all of these things." They bought another fabric company. We're like, "Oh, we're going to have all this fabric and stores and stuff."
Like Peace
And
Goods.
there's,
They buy Peace
huh?
Goods. I wonder if they bought Peace Goods. That was another
It
one
wasn't. It wasn't
that used to be
something.
here.
It was something that sounded like an old people store, but they bought it and they said they were going to expand and have fabric in their stores and stuff, and they still don't have fabric in their stores. So it's I'm
And they're saying
worried.
you're right. They're saying the same things now that they have gotten a lot of interest since Joanne has closed. That their inquiries about fabric have risen this certain percentage and blah blah blah. So we're committed to offering more fabric, blah blah blah.
Hopefully they actually do it and don't just like back up to what they're already doing. These are the most bitchy brows I think I've ever drawn in my life. Doesn't I look like I'm gonna swear at you for no reason? Don't I? Doesn't it?
I don't think so.
And they're uneven. What happened there? Let's try to fix that. Looking in the camera, I can now see that they're uneven. What's the next one?
These are the only two I.
Ooh,
This is the one I finished while we were doing the stream.
I like that rose. That's really cool.
Yeah, it says Bloom Strong.
Bloomstraw. Okay, it's backwards for me, so I cannot read it. But
Yeah,
it
I
looks
don't know why the
nice.
other one didn't look backwards to me.
They were both backwards to me.
Oh yeah, it is backwards. Okay,
Yeah, it's just
very happy.
that one was a bit clearer for me to be able to read, whereas the Bloom
Yeah,
Strong one, I was like, I don't know what these
the
letters
words on
are.
that, the lettering on that one is clearer, but this one, yeah, this looks much better in the camera than it does in person.
It looks very good.
That's part of why I enjoy showing these pictures so I can see for myself what the picture looks like because it looks better on camera. In person, I can see all the letters. I enjoy coloring these
I
pictures.
could see like tiny, tiny dots.
Yeah, I enjoy coloring these pictures, but in person, when you look at it, like that rose looks much more obviously like a rose than it does when you're looking at it in person.
Mm,
I can see like the thought of a rose. You were kind of thinking that this was going to be a rose, but when you
hmm
see it on, it just looks like red blob, and the color, because like there are one, two, three, four different colors in that rose, not counting the black.
Oh,
Because
they
there's
kind
like
of
there's
blend
two
together as
orange,
shading.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's two oranges and two reds in there, and then the black. And it just seems more detailed on camera than it does in person.
Yeah. It just looks like shading on
Yeah,
camera.
it looks because you can see the shading on camera. In person, it just looks like this is a whole red blob right here, but
Mm.
on camera, you can tell it's a rose. But the most frustrating part of doing these is
Hmm.
that because it's all squares, it starts to look a little messy to me as I'm
Oh.
doing. But again, on camera, I love them.
Hmm.
I love the look of them on camera. And maybe if I hung, because I'm holding it, away from
I
you.
think you
I'm
should start
holding it at
putting,
arm's length like this. So I'm
yeah,
holding him like that. And I mean, it looks kind of nice if I hold it at arm's length like this.
I think you should start putting some of the graffiti ones up on the wall. Because you don't have any, unless you're going to finish the other one, the book with the people in it.
I
You
am
have,
going to finish the book with the people, but there's not that many pictures in that book. So I don't think it will fill up this whole
yeah, so you
space,
can put other stuff up there.
is what you're saying. So yeah, I could put some of the graffiti up there. I'll think about it. But
I like the rose
again,
one.
this book, like I said, the it goes all the way up
All the way to the edge.
edge.
You're going
So
to have to
it's
take apart the binding of your coloring book to get
yeah,
that out.
yeah. I would have to take apart the book to do that.
Wild that they, I guess, didn't expect anybody to take the pages out.
I guess not. But yeah, I think I'm ready to take a break from this book for a little while because the doing the there's a lot of black, a lot of
Mhm.
black, a lot of black. And so I do these first because this to me is the most tedious part is doing all this black around the edges.
Mhm.
Much more fun once I get to the middle of the
Of
book,
coloring,
but
yeah.
these big sections of black around the edges are just tedious.
I feel
So
that.
it wasn't so bad on this one because this one just has the brown and it's not a lot of the brown
Mhm.
around the edges, but yeah. So yeah, I'm still really enjoying this book. I'm probably going to go back to um this book maybe for next week.
I
Or
did really like that one.
I like this book a lot. Or I might challenge myself and do one out of this book.
Ooh, yes, I remember you showing us the pictures in that one. I
Since,
really like
since,
that one
since
too.
it is summertime,
Because
and
wasn't
this
there
is
one with the
and
Viva Las
there's,
Vegas?
there's a lot of vacationy. Oh, you
Yeah.
can't see, but
Nope.
there's a lot of vacationy pictures in this book, and it's getting to be summer,
Yes.
so it feels like this would be a fun one to do during summer. The only thing is, this is George Tufexis, and George,
Hello. We've got a new person. Hi. We are
hello,
actually wrapping up, but hello for being here.
hello. This is George Tufexis is
Hmm. He's the one that did the People book, right? The what is
yeah,
that book called?
yeah.
What is it called?
Oh no, George Tufexis is not this.
He didn't do Quirkles?
No, George Tufexis is not Kirkles. That's Thomas Pavitt.
Oh.
Um, this George Tufexis is the one who does the books that the cafe that I did,
Oh yes, I remember now. Yes.
cafe and the farmers market, which are very detailed and
Yes.
take
And you
forever.
need to use your tiny, you can't use big markers. You have to use like
No, I
very
can't
tiny,
use
like
my
color
big
pencils.
markers on those because they're forever. But I don't think I've used the watercolor markers on this book yet. I mean, on the George
George
Tufexis book.
Texas.
I did pencils and I did alcohol markers. And I did alcohol markers first, and I was dissatisfied with that because of the
Yeah.
way it would bleed out of the lines. So I'm going to try my water-based markers next
Okay.
and, and in this book and see how I like it.
I can't wait
So
to see it.
I might put this on the top of the stack because I think this might be the next one. The only other thing is that this is hard to do because most of my coloring is done at night when
Hmm.
I'm with your father,
Hmm.
and this, as you can see, is
Very
very
tiny.
pale, very pale.
Yeah.
So it's like you can barely see the numbers on this.
Which means that it'll look really good once you finish it.
Yeah, once you finish it, but once you're trying to, I have to take my glasses off and put my face in the page
You need to get
because
some of
it's
those like magnifying lenses and like.
really because this is very tiny. But yeah, I think I'll do this one next. The more I'm looking at it, the more I think, yeah. And this was one of my free books.
Yes.
Remember that I won in that contest. So
Well, it is
cool.
about that time. I've got the smooth hip
And
hop or whatever.
I didn't get to all the naked ass girls that I've been watching this weekend.
What you have to clarify. You have to clarify. What show are you
You
watching?
know what I've been watching: Love Island and Love Island USA. I've been watching both of them because they're airing both simultaneously,
Mm-hmm.
and so I am watching both of them.
So you've been watching that. I watched the first two episodes of Cloudward Ho, the steampunk season of Dimension 20, and it's very good so far. And I think I would
Are there people that I don't that annoy me?
the person that I believe annoys you, who also kind of annoys me sometimes because they are not very good at they are not very good at being serious. They always break into some sort of bit that doesn't actually is not related to the thing. Um,
Mhm.
they are so far very chill this season. Like so far, very very chill this season. So I would check it out maybe, but it is the main cast. So it's Lou Wilson,
Ah,
Emily Axford, Murph, Siobhan, Allie Beardsley, and Zach Oyama.
mm,
I would check out the first episode. Check out the first episode. I think you would like it.
I'll check it out. I wrote it down. I'll check it out because the one thing that if I latch onto a Dimension 20 that I enjoy,
That's a lot
that
of content
it's
that you can
really
watch.
that's really good for me um, getting projects done.
Yes.
I feel like I get a lot of crocheting done.
Just keep in mind, this one is still coming out. So episode 3 is supposed to come out today, I believe.
Okay.
But you've got two
Well,
episodes that are
I tend to not watch them until the weekend,
okay.
so I tend to not
Okay.
watch them
So you'll have
till.
3 episodes this weekend, and then you'll have, if you watch the Adventuring Party, which I recommend, it helps
Well, I
clarify some
always
things on
watch
the show.
the Adventuring Party.
Okay.
If it's one
Yeah.
that
So
I watch, I always watch the Adventuring Party.
yeah, Wayne doesn't like the idea of watching the Adventuring Party. When we were watching one together, he is like, I don't want to hear the extra talk. I just want to watch the game. And I'm like, what? What do you mean?
No, I sometimes I like to hear the extra talk. I mean, every once in a while, Brendan Mulligan gets a little esoteric and philosophical in
Mm-hmm.
his thought, and that's a bit highbrow for me.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I do watch the Adventuring
Yeah.
Party.
Because I really like watching the Adventuring Party because sometimes they'll do something in the show that I don't quite understand, and then they'll explain it like, oh, I really love that move that you did there because that means that that emotionally affects this person, blah blah blah. Like they'll explain it a bit more. But we gotta get out of here.
Okay, so do our outro, ma'am.
We're on YouTube. Do the YouTube things. Like, subscribe, comment. We love, go back and look at all of our other videos that have comments. We will reply. We love talking to people. If you can't tell, we just love talking in general.
We
So
do.
like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Tell me how bad you think this makeup looks today. I think it turned out okay in the end.
I
But
like your little tiara or whatever you got going on.
yes, I put on one of my tiaras that I got because I remembered I had a blue
And you
tiara.
actually wear that to work?
I'm going to the market, so yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to Men's Warehouse.
No, that's next week that I have to go to Men's Warehouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This week, I'm going to market, and we're all wearing blue.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to
Cool,
fix
cool,
my
cool.
hair so that it doesn't look like this with the tiara. But I have headphones on right now. I think we're out of here.
All right.